Hey everybody, welcome back to Home Gym Hacks and Reviews. Today I'm going to do a Rogue Rhino only lower body workout. Stay tuned. The Rogue Rhino is my most expensive piece of gym equipment, and before I made the purchase, I wanted to see it in action as much as possible, so I went to every YouTube video that was available and every Instagram video that was available, and I still wanted more before I made that very expensive purchase. So I hope this video will help you determine if this machine is right for you. If you followed this channel for any period of time, you know that I start off my day by having a little bit of caffeine and then hanging out with these greyhounds, and then I'm going to start my warm-up process down here doing the McGill Big 3, and then I'll head upstairs to my bonus room, and because today is a lower body training day, I'll warm up on the Rogue Echo bike, and then I'll move on to the Reverse Hyper or the Titan Fitness HP&D, and then I'll do some back extensions on the PowerTech Hyper Crunch bench. To further warm up the quadriceps and hamstrings, I'll do one set of leg extensions and one set of leg curls on the Titan Fitness seated leg extension leg curl machine. My style of training is largely influenced by Dante Trudel's DC training program, so I'm going to start with calves and then move on to hamstrings and then finish up with quads. So this is a low volume, high intensity training program. Here's the Rhino in all of its glory. It is really a remarkable piece of equipment. It is so well made. It'll last me my entire lifetime and way beyond. The carriage here is about 27.5 pounds. I've got two minis from Elite FTS on the weight horns for my warm-up set, and I'll do 12 of these, and the bands offer eccentric overload and allow me to get a great stretch during this warm-up set. I added 245s for my next set. This will likely be my work set because I'm going to go high reps and I'm going to go very slow. And I don't think I'll play this set the whole way through because it's just long and not very exciting to look at. But this is a really great exercise. And I love that the Rhino doesn't compress my spine when I'm doing heavy calf raises. So for example, if I was on the Smith machine or using a barbell, there would be compression on my spine. With this, there's none. Set number 2 with the exact same weight. I found it easiest to get into the Rhino just like this. These red bands from Elite FTS range from 25 pounds to 54 pounds of tension. I got 12 on my first set, 10 on my second set. Now I'm going to do my back off set. And what's so nice about the Rhino is you don't have to have the weight horns balanced. So for example, on that weight horn, I just have a band, and on this weight horn, I have a band and a 45. With a lot of machines, if you were to try to have an unequal balance, the carriage is not going to move smoothly. And I'll do this set much more explosively than the other two sets. If you want a thorough review of the Rogue Rhino, I did a 27-minute video a few months back showing assembly, dimensions, and other exercises that can be performed with the Rhino. So check that out if you haven't seen it. And here's how the bands go on. So that's it for calves, just 3 sets. Now I'm going to move on to hamstrings and do a prone leg curl. I have the belt in the tightest position. I have a few stall mats separating the bench from the Rhino platform just so that I can get a full range of movement, and so when I'm doing the exercise, the bench won't slide back against the platform. And I have the carriage in the bottom position, and these arms are being held in place by that red strength band. So if you don't have a leg curl, this isn't a bad option right here. And this Rogue belt is comfortable. I just have the weight of the carriage for my warm-up set. My next warm-up set is 25 pounds. And now for my work set, I have two 25s on here plus the weight of the carriage. The belt's D-rings fit a little oddly due to the angle of the carabiner. I think if the carabiner was shaped more like a half circle, the D-rings would fit in there better. This is a really easy fix. I could just swap out the carabiner if it irritates me too much. This exercise can be performed on just about any pulley system, and you could use a dip belt, and I have used the Spudding belt squat belt in the past. And I'll stop at 12. I'll rest a couple of minutes and get ready for set number 2. And here's work set number 2. I got 12 on my first set. Hopefully I'll get about 10 on this set. I moved the bench a little further away from the platform just because the carriage was banging against its stopping point. So hopefully that doesn't happen on this set. I was lucky to get the Rogue Rhino for under $2,000. Now the price has jumped up to $2,256 with shipping and taxes, and that's to be expected as steel prices are increasing and cost of goods are going up in general. I was amazed that I got the Rogue Rhino in 2 weeks from the date that I ordered it. I was expecting it to be on a backlog for 3 or 4 months, but Rogue came through for me. So about 10.5 to 11 on that second set. Now I'll do my extreme stretches for hamstrings. And those will simply be just one leg extended. And I'll hold this for 60 to 90 seconds. Now it's time to move on to my quad exercise. And this is the main reason I got the Rhino. Because I'm reluctant to do barbell squats. I'm even reluctant to do Hatfield safety bar squats nowadays. So this is my main squat exercise and really my only squat exercise. So I just have 145 on here, just to get warmed up. No bands. Make sure everything feels good. I have chalk lines where my feet go because this is the stance that has been working for me lately. At some point, this stance may cause some discomfort, but it's working great for right now. I have my heels elevated to make this a more quad dominant exercise, but also if my feet are flat on the ground, that seems to cause me knee pain. And I feel like I'm more likely to throw out my back if my feet are flat on the ground. And this feels good, definitely smooth, definitely effective. Because I train so early in the morning, my first meal is actually a protein shake. Today it's Syntha 6. And I'll drink that during my warm-up and during the first portion of my actual workout. But now that the protein shake is almost gone, I'm getting ready to switch over to HydroCharge by Caged Muscle, which is just an electrolyte supplement, and then I'll add a little caffeine to that. So now I've got 2 45s on here, just continuing the warm-up process. Eight's good. Here's 3 45s, which I'll do about 5 times. I'll warm up a lot more for this exercise than I do for any exercise because one, it's going to be one of the heaviest exercises that I do, but also because I need to make sure that my lower body and back are ready for what's to come. And I do my best to not push off of these handles. They're just here for balance. Now it's time for my last warm-up set. I'll do 4 45s for only about 2 repetitions. Now it's time for my first work set. 4 45s, 2 25s. And I'll take this as close to failure as I safely can. I'm aware this weight isn't all that impressive, and if I was 10 years younger, I'm sure I would be able to move much more weight on this Rhino, but my main focus right now is to stay pain-free and continue to lift for another 10 or 20 years. If you want to see someone move some impressive weight on the Rhino, check out Tim Martin, also known as Pro Tim on Instagram. So I'm pretty happy with 6. Not my best performance, but it'll do for today. Now it's time for my back off set, which is just 4 45s. And like the set before it, I'll take this as close to failure as I safely can. The Rogue multi-belt is the most comfortable belt squat belt that I've ever used. It's made in the USA. It has 5 D-ring settings, allowing you to adjust from 44 inches to 60 inches. The belt is 6 inches in width, and the foam is 3/4 of an inch thick. The Rogue multi-belt made my list of top 10 products under $100. And at the time of this recording, the belt still is under $100. And luckily, the multi-belt is included with the Rhino. So I was going super low, so I'm pretty happy with that number. Now it's time for my last set, which is my Widowmaker set. I hope to get 20 or more repetitions here. And the reason I saved this exercise for last and the Widowmaker for my very last set is because after this, there's nothing left. My muscular system is taxed, my cardiorespiratory system is taxed. So this is very difficult. And I only have 2 45s and 2 25s on here. But after all I've done, it does a great job of finishing off the muscle. I've tried training with super high volume, and all it does is irritate my joints, and it actually fatigues me much more than this high intensity training. So just to recap, I only did 3 work sets for calves. I did 2 work sets for hamstrings. I did 1 heavy set for belt squats, and then 1 back off set, and now this Widowmaker set. And it's totally okay to stop during a Widowmaker and take a few breaths. I'm at about my halfway point now, and then I'll keep rolling. Presently, I'm cycling 3 quad exercises: the Rogue Rhino belt squat, the PowerTech leg press, and the PowerTech compact leg sled. If at any point I plateau on any one of those exercises, I'll just swap it out for another exercise. 17. Whew. And that's all she wrote. After my Widowmaker, I'll do my extreme stretches for quads. So I'll hold each stretch for each leg 60 to 90 seconds. So that is how I would structure a lower body workout using only the Rogue Rhino. If you're anything like I am and you're getting ready to drop $2,000 on a piece of equipment, I think it's really helpful to see it in action and to see it in action as much as possible. So I hope this video was helpful to anyone who's considering buying the Rogue Rhino, or maybe someone who has the Rogue Rhino and just wants to see how other people use it. If you found anything in this video helpful, please consider liking it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. And thank you all so much for watching. Remember, if your equipment lacks, I got the hacks. Take care, everyone.